Good day, everyone. Welcome to our bakery, where we mix ideas, bake knowledge, and serve the perfect recipe for our curriculum. Today, we'll show you how different social thinkers help bake the foundations of education. Now, let's define first what is social foundations of curriculum. So, this refers to the study of how society, culture, and the community influence the goals, content, and processes of education. It also explains how learners' experiences and social environments shape what is taught in schools and how curriculum responds to real-world needs and issues. So, social foundations of curriculum means, in simple terms, that it studies how society, people, and culture shape education. It reminds us that education does not happen in isolation, so schools reflect the needs, values, and issues of the community. Here are the significance of the curriculum. First, it makes education relevant and responsive to students' real-life situations. Second, it promotes equity, cultural awareness, and social responsibility. Third, helps develop students who contribute to a just and progressive society. Fourth, connects learning to students' experiences and community needs. This perspective reminds teachers that education is not just about transmitting knowledge, but also about developing citizens who can contribute to a just and progressive society. In this discussion, we will explore the contributions of key thinkers such as Albert Bandura, Yuri Bronfenbrenner, Paulo Freire, Alvin Toffler, Emil Durkheim, and William Pinar, whose ideas have greatly influenced how we understand the social dimensions of curriculum development and education. Now let's start preparing our ingredients. Each one of my fellow bakers will explain what their ingredients add to our curriculum recipe.
This flower represents Bandura's idea. Just like flour holds everything together, social interaction and observation help students learn from one another. So now, Albert Bandura, a Canadian-American psychologist known for his social learning theory, which says people learn by watching others. He taught at Stanford University and became famous for the Bobo doll experiment, showing how children copy behavior they observe. Albert Bandura's contribution to the social foundation of curriculum is centered on his social learning theory, which explains that students learn best through observations, imitation, and interaction with others. So, learning from others. Bandura showed that students can learn by watching teachers, classmates, or even media. This means the curriculum should include group work, role playing, and real life example. Next is role of modeling. Teacher acts as role models. The curriculum should encourage teachers to show positive attitude and behavior that students can copy. Active social learning. Bandura's ideas support lessons that let students learn together through discussion and cooperation instead of just memorizing. Building self-confidence. Curriculum activities should help students believe in their abilities by giving them chances to succeed step by step. Lastly is learning environment. He believed that the classroom environment and social interaction strongly affect learning. A supportive and encouraging atmosphere helps students learn better. So, in short, Bandura's contribution to the social foundations of curriculum is the idea that learning happens through social interaction and modeling. His theory encourages teachers to create a curriculum that includes cooperation, positive role models, and activities that build student confidence and social skills.
Hello everyone, here I have eggs as you can see, and these eggs represent our environment. Now I'll be talking about the contributions of Yuri Bronfenbrenner to the social foundation of the curriculum. Yuri Bronfenbrenner was a prominent developmental psychologist best known for developing the ecological systems theory. His work emphasized that human development and learning are shaped not by a single environment, but by multiple social systems that interact with one another. According to Bronfenbrenner, learning takes place within five interconnected systems. First, we have the microsystem. It includes the learner's direct environments, such as home, school, and peers. where immediate interactions occur. Next, we have the mesosystem. It focuses on how these settings connect. For example, the communication between parents and teachers. Third, we have the exosystem. It involves external environments that the learner does not directly participate in but that still affect them, such as community structures or a parent's workplace. Fourth, we have the microsystem. It refers to the broader cultural values, beliefs, and social norms that shape educational expectations. Lastly, the chronosystem. It considers the influence of time, including life transitions, historical events, and policy changes. Bronfenbrenner's theory is significant in curriculum development because it highlights that schools are part of a larger social system. This means curriculum should respond to the learner's real social context and promote holistic development. His perspective encourages collaboration among the home, school, and community, ensuring that learning is grounded in the realities of the child's environment. So again, these eggs represent the environment around us. Yuri Brenfenbrenner remind us that every student's learning is shaped by their surrounding, from family at home to culture in the society.
This sugar adds flavor. Just like what Freire believes in, education must be meaningful and empower students to think critically. So next is Paulo Freire. So Paulo Freire is a Brazilian educator and also philosopher. He is known as the most influential thinkers in education. He also advocated for education as a means of liberalization and social change. So it's not just about memorization. So Paulo Freire's contribution in education. So first is he introduced the banking education versus problem posing education. So have you ever have you ever experienced like you studied before the exam or you keep studying all your notes then before the exam, I mean after the exam or after you took the test, you forgot everything you studied. Have you experienced that? I think most of us, right? So, do you know that Paulo Freire called that as banking education? So, he said that many teachers just deposit information into students' minds. It's just like putting a coins in the piggy bank. No interaction, just teacher talks, then student listen, then student memorize, then students forget. So just like that, like no interaction at all. Teachers teachers talks, then students listen, then students memorize, then students forgot. So no interaction at all. For example, when a teacher let the students memorize a periodic table, but the teacher did not explain or how or how to apply the periodic table in real life or what is the purpose of studying the periodic table. So just like that, the student just memorize the content or without really understanding the the relevance of it or how to apply that. So now Freire suggested a better way, uh, which is the problem posing education. So Freire said that instead of memorizing, students must think critically, like ask questions or solve real life problems. So that's what the Paulo Freire's first contribution in education. Second is he promoted the dialogical model, emphasizing conversation, reflection, and critical thinking. So it means that Paulo Freire said that when the discussing, the teacher must not the only one to talk or must not be teacher-centered, but to be a student-centered or must promote dialogical model, meaning there must be a conversation between the teacher and the students. Like the teacher must ask a question and the students will answer, or the students will ask question and the teacher will answer. Like in the logical model, there is a sharing sharing ideas. So not just it's not just about the teacher just keeps on talking until the end of the lesson, but there is a conversation between students and the teacher. So third is education as liberation. So Freire viewed education as a tool to free people from oppressions and ignorance. He believed that education should empower learners to question and transform their society. Okay, Freire said that education should free us, not control us. So, let me ask you, have you ever questioned about something that happens in our society or it happens in our nation that felt unfair? So, have you ever wondered or have you ever questioned that? Then that is called critical thinking. So Paula believed that education must help us to notice what is wrong in our society. So just example, the flood control. So Paula also believed that we must question it, like why it happened or why it happened or who are the corrupts, and also Paulo Freire want us to work for it or to find a solution. So Paulo Freire want the education to become a tool to change the world, not just pass the exam or to have a high grade. So Paulo Freire wants the education should be a tool to free us, not to control us.
This butter represents adaptability. Alvin Toffler reminds us that as the world changes, education and curriculum must also adapt to prepare students for the future. Alvin Toffler was a futurist who believed that education should prepare students for the fast-changing world. His ideas help shape how society influences what and how we teach. He was the man who studied what the future might look like. He believed that schools should help students get ready for the fast-changing future. These are the contributions of Alvin Toffler in social foundations of curriculum. First is future-oriented education. Schools should prepare students for the future challenges, not just past knowledge. Schools should teach lessons that will help students in the future. It's not enough to learn only old or past information. Second is lifelong learning. Learning should continue beyond school so people can adapt to new changes. Learning should continue even after you finish school. People need to keep learning so they can keep up with new changes. Third is adaptation to change. The curriculum should help students become flexible and ready to face new situations. Students should learn how to adjust when new things happen. These help them stay strong and ready for anything. And last is technology awareness. Students must understand how technology and information affect society and daily life. Students should understand how technology works in their daily life. These help them use gadgets and information safely and wisely. And that's all for the contribution of Alvin Toffler in Social Foundations of Curriculum.
So now, let's proceed to Emil Durkheim. I have here an oven and a bowl. So I'm going to put the bowl inside the oven. So how can this oven relate to Emil Durkheim? So let's go and find it out. But first, who is Emil Durkheim and his contribution? Emile Durkheim was born on April 15, 1858 and died on November 15, 1917. He was a French sociologist and often called as the father of sociology. So he is one of the founder of the modern sociology. So let's proceed to Emile Durkheim's contributions. So first, he is the founder of sociology as a discipline. So he made sociology an official field of study and showed that society can be studied using scientific method. And then second is the concepts of social facts. So he introduced the idea that society is guided by social facts, so that shared rules, values, and beliefs that influence how people behave. So number 3 is the theory of social solidarity. He explained how societies stay united. So there are two types of social solidarity. First is the mechanical solidarity. So it is the unity in traditional societies, like people share similar work and values. Next is the organic solidarity. It is the unity in modern societies, like people have different roles but depend on each other. Lastly is number 4, the study of moral education. So Durkheim emphasized that education should teach morality, discipline, and cooperation, not just about knowledge. So now, let's proceed to his social foundation of curriculum. Durkheim's ideas form part of the social foundation of education and curriculum, which focuses on the relationship between school and society. He believed that the curriculum should reflect on and serve the needs of the society. So I listed here 5 of Emile Durkheim's key ideas about the curriculum. First is education transmits culture and values. So the main purpose of education is to pass on society's values, norms, and traditions to the next generation. Subjects like civics, social studies, and values education help learners develop social responsibility. So second is curriculum promotes social solidarity. So schools help build a sense of unity and belonging among students. Group activities and shared learning experiences teach cooperation and teamwork. And then third is moral education. So Durkheim believed that moral and character education should be at the center of the curriculum. Learners must develop respect for rules, authority, and others. So fourth is the preparation for social roles. So education should prepare learners to take on their future roles in society as citizens, workers, and family members. Lastly is number 5. Curriculum reflects social needs. So as society changes, the curriculum should also change to meet new demands. Example, technology, environmental awareness, and global citizenship. So I hope that you learned about who is Emile Durkheim. So I have here the oven earlier to explain how can this oven relates to Emile Durkheim. So this oven represents society itself, and then education bakes individuals into responsible members of the community, teaching values and discipline.
Now that our bread is ready, let's explore what it tells us about curricula, especially through William Pinar's perspective. Who is William Pinar? He is an American educator and curriculum theorist. He led what is called the Reconceptualist movement, which changed the way we viewed curriculum. Instead of seeing it just a list of subjects or lessons, Pinar viewed curriculum as something lived and experienced by both teachers and the students. Reconceptualization of curriculum. He believed that learning is not just about memorizing facts, but about understanding life and the world around us. For Pinar, curriculum is deeply connected to emotions, culture, and social issues. This means that education should help students relate what they learn to real-life situation. The concept of career. One of Pinar's key ideas is called career, which means to run a course. It encourages both teachers and students to reflect on their past, present, and future experiences. Education and society. Pinar also emphasized that education cannot be separated from society. School reflects issues like culture, gender, race, and politics. He believed teachers should help students become critical thinkers,
socially aware individuals who can contribute to positive change. William Pinner's main contribution is showing that education is a personal and social journey. He reminded us that learning should build not only knowledge but also self-awareness, reflection, and social responsibility. Through reflection, we can better understand ourselves and learners as part of society. As Pinner said, curriculum is not a thing but a process of understanding oneself and the world. This reminds us that teaching and learning go beyond the classroom. It's about shaping who we are and how we live in the society.
And that's how we bake the perfect curriculum, with ideas from different social thinkers who shape education into what it is today.
Just like baking, creating a curriculum takes many ingredients: society, people, and ideas, all working together for learners' growth. That's all, and thank you.